It's showtime.
What is happening, guys? Django Fett here, hunting down games, comics, TV shows, movies, and more. And today I'm gonna start by reviewing the novelizations of episodes 1, 2, and 3, the prequel trilogy of the Star Wars series, starting with episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Now this is the hardcover of The Phantom Menace with Queen Amidala in the front. There's also another hardcover with Obi-Wan Kenobi in the front. That's actually my favorite Obi-Wan Kenobi, believe it or not. I just like the idea of a young Obi-Wan, a brash Obi-Wan, not so much a wise Obi-Wan. And I just love that idea, you know? I just love it so much. But unfortunately, we have this in the back. I don't know if the Obi-Wan Kenobi version has this one, but not a fan. But it does have Queen Amidala. I actually do have the paperback as well. I got this from my friend Brian. Shout out to him for giving me this paperback version. I do like paperbacks a lot. I really prefer paperbacks than hardcovers any day of the week. But that's just me. So this is the paperback with Darth Maul. It's actually a shiny version. It looks holographic almost. It looks pretty cool. I really like it overall. Also, I forgot to mention that there are a ton of other hardcovers with the fronts and backs. There was one with Anakin Skywalker, one with Darth Maul with a hardcover, different from the paperback version that I have. Front with Obi-Wan Kenobi, front with Queen Amidala, and the back versions they have Watto, Darth Sidious, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Jar Jar Binks. They also had a special edition hardcover with Darth Maul in the front. Basically, they had a ton of different versions out there. So you're probably asking yourself, like, why the hell are you reviewing the novelizations of the prequels? What's the big deal? Well, believe it or not, these books actually expand upon the movies greatly. Maybe not so much with episode 1, but later on in the other books, they do dramatically. So episode 1, the movie, I really enjoyed. I really did, back in the day. And still to this day, I rewatched it after so long. I got the Blu-ray trilogy, prequel trilogy. I still enjoy it, man. I still really like it overall. Now, it does have a lot of problems, but I think the good outweighs the negatives, just in my opinion. But anyway, let's get on with the book. So the book is written by Terry Brooks, and it's actually based on the screenplay and story by George Lucas. So it's based off exactly like George Lucas's screenplay, but does expand upon a lot of things that weren't mentioned in the movie. So it does show some deleted scenes, such as in the beginning with the first few chapters on how Anakin, young Anakin, actually loses in his race and destroys his pod racer by Sebulba. So it explains upon that. It's simple, really. It's just, I just love the fact that it expands upon a lot of things that weren't mentioned in the movie at all. I do wish some of the elements of the movie were adapted from the books itself, but what can you do? And what else does it add new? Expanded dialogue, other additional lines, additional scenes. Overall, there's just a lot of cool stuff that are added into this book. It's not dramatic by any means, but it's, if they were included into the movie itself, they would make the movie so much better, honestly. Just to let you guys know, this is a very short read, so it shouldn't take you that long to finish at any point. Episode 2 is kind of a different story, but episode 1, it's a really short book. It won't take you long at all. Also, other elements that are added are the introduction of Darth Bane. This is actually the first mention of Darth Bane, believe it or not. So just by hearing Darth Bane mentioned in this book means that George Lucas created it. I always thought Darth Bane was an expanded universe creation, and he is, but he's actually George Lucas's creation. Darth Bane wasn't, you know, established yet. It would be later on in the Darth Bane trilogy, but they did mention Darth Bane with Darth Maul and Darth Sidious talking with one another. So that was interesting to hear that Darth Bane being mentioned, a very influential expanded universe character. Now, this book doesn't really expand too much on the movie in itself, but does a good job. I do like the dialogue quite a lot. I have like a clear picture of everything that's in the book into the movie, and I think this book really captures the movie very well and makes it even better. So Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace gets a... It does the job very well. It's not fantastic, it doesn't do anything grandiose, anything majestic by any means, but it adds a couple of elements that need to be shown into the book, and they're pretty cool to explore in this book overall. Now honestly, I'm not going to keep the hardcover, so if anybody wants the hardcover, I am willing to give this one away if anyone's interested. Also, I forgot to include the behind the scenes. So the novelization, unlike those from the original trilogy, contains much that is not in the movie. So Mr. Brooks met with George Lucas before writing the book and received his approval and guidance, including information about developments to come into Episode 2 and Episode 3. The novelization is especially well known for a passage describing the history of the Sith, which I did mention, including Darth Bane. According to Terry Brooks' memoir, Sometimes the Magic Works: Lessons from a Writing Life, Lucas spent an hour on the telephone with him discussing the history of the Jedi and the Sith. Therefore, the information on the subject provided in Brooks' novelization might derive from Lucas himself. And then Brooks devotes the entire 14th chapter of Sometimes the Magic Works to the writing of the Episode 1 novelization, which was an extremely happy and fulfilling experience to him. So that is Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I will be reviewing Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. That is written by R.A. Salvatore. So far I'm reading it and it's pretty good, man. Ooh boy, really good. But you'll hear my thoughts in my review whenever I do that. I'll be reviewing that, and then the much anticipated Star Wars Episode 3 novelization, which really made me want to do the whole series, the whole trilogy of the novelization reviews, written by Matthew Stover. I heard that one is phenomenal. I still have not read it, so I'm going to read Episode 2, then Episode 3, but this one was Star Wars Episode 1. So thank you guys so much for watching. This was just a quick review of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Let me know if you've read it in the comment section below, and don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Django Fett, and I'll see you, my fellow Mandalorian brothers and sisters, next time. Ooh, yeah!